Hey everybody, welcome to What's Poppin'. As always, I'm Seth, and today we're going to take you through this week in Funko, and then we're going to take you through some of my pickups for the week, so stay tuned. Alright everybody, we're back, so let's go ahead and start this show off with a bang. So this week we've got some images that came out for the Avengers Infinity War Pops. As you can see from the picture, we've got Iron Man, Thor, Iron Spider, Captain America, Thanos, Cornelius Glaive, Ebony Maw, Proximia Midnight, Groot, and Hulkbuster. Now I'm sure these are just going to be the commons, and I'm sure we're going to see some chases, maybe some GameStop exclusives, maybe some Hot Topic exclusives, maybe some FYE exclusives. Who knows? Maybe there might even be a Marvel Collector Core box that has the some of the pops from the Infinity War. So we'll go ahead and move on to the next. We've got Thor. Now this is our first look at Thor, which is kind of interesting because if you notice at the end, or actually in the trailer for the Infinity War, he has an eye patch, but he doesn't have the eye patch on the pop, which is kind of interesting. He just has a little bit of a scar. So I'm kind of thrown off about that. You know, maybe he gets his eye back at some point. Maybe he doesn't. You know, who knows? Only time can tell, and we'll only find out when the movie comes out in May. So now we're going to move on. We got the Mad Titan himself, Thanos. Not really feeling the look, you know. I kind of like when he's in the full armor, you know, and he's armored in the movie. And God, I really don't know. I really wish that it just kind of looks like a giant grape, smiling grape. It looks like one of those California raisins. If anybody remembers those commercials from the late 80s, early 90s, you'll get that reference. So we're going to go ahead now and move on to the next picture. And we've got the new Hulkbuster. So if anybody had seen the trailer also, you would have seen that they're in Wakanda and the Hulkbuster comes jumping out. So I'm wondering if they're going after the Hulk, or maybe even Black Panther gave Iron Man some technology to help him build a new Hulkbuster suit. I don't know. All I know is that I'm really looking forward to this movie. I'm super excited. I only hope that, you know, there's no disappointment and just the movie lives up to the hype. So now we're going to move on to Funko themselves. Their movie actually premiered this week, Making Fun, the story of Funko. You know, I'm a really big, huge fan of their product, as everybody can see. I'm really excited to see this movie. Hopefully, I don't know if it's going to be like a straight to DVD or they'll actually release it in some theaters so we can go see it. If you were actually lucky enough to be at the premiere, Funko was handing out gift boxes that actually had some different types of items in them, and then also this really neat pop, which is Director Freddy. This is a really cool looking piece. I really enjoy what Funko does with the mascot Freddy himself. They're always repurposing him, whether he's on Marvel characters, DC characters, Game of Thrones characters, any kind of genre out there. I'm sure they have a Freddy Funko for that piece. So, and then now we're going to get into, this week was the 2018 London Toy Fair, as everybody can see. And we're going to go into some of the Funkos that they talked about releasing during this toy fair. So first we've got the Garbage Pail Kids. We have Atom Bomb, which is a common, and then we also have the limited edition glow-in-the-dark Chase, which is kind of neat. We've got Gashly Ashley, Beastly Boyd, and Clark Kent. Seeing these definitely takes me back to when I was a kid collecting the trading cards. Also, if anybody has had the unfortunate viewing pleasure of seeing the Garbage Pail Kids movie now as an adult, it's actually really creepy and quite disturbing. So, if you're brave enough to go watch it, please, by all means, God bless you. Yeah, it's that bad. But these are really cool. I'm sure everybody's going to be going crazy for the chases like they always do. Really interesting pops. Again, it's more of a nostalgia feel than anything. So we're going to move on to the next ones that they talked about, which were the Halo ones. We've got Master Chief with Cortana. We've got Master Chief with the light sword. We've got Sergeant Johnson with a rocket launcher or a gun. They also have the chase with him smoking a cigar. Doesn't seem like much of a chase, just that added little prop. We have ODST Buck and Airbiter, and an Airbiter in gold, which is going to be a Best Buy exclusive. Me personally, I actually like the two Master Chiefs, the one with Cortana and the one with the light sword. Really not digging what they did for the chase. Kind of like the gold Airbiter too. You know, I'm kind of curious why they're making another Halo set. You know, to me, the first set that had come out years ago were really cool. They had the Spartans, just the Spartans in all different colors. They had Master Chief, then they had a red Spartan, a blue Spartan, and a yellow Spartan. And those are, now if you try to get them, they're really high value items. So, again, I hope it works out. I know I'm definitely going to pick up the two Master Chiefs because I really like that character. And then, yeah, so let's go ahead and move on to the next slide. And then we've got Five Nights at Freddy's. We've got Twisted Freddy, Twisted Bonnie, Twisted Theodore, Stanley, which is going to be the Hot Topic exclusive, Marionette, which is going to be the Walmart exclusive, Twisted Chica. You're going to have Ella, which is the GameStop exclusive, Twisted Foxy, and Twisted Wolf. I really don't know much about this game other than my son Ethan plays it. I really don't collect these. If I do see one, I normally just grab it for him because, you know, again, it's a game that he likes to play. I really don't know any of the backstory on any of this. To me, these things look kind of creepy and kind of weird, which is, I don't know why a 9-year-old should be playing this game, but hey, you know what? Such is with the world today. And then next we're going to go ahead and we're going to move on to, we got Gwenum. Gwenum is the mix between Gwen Stacy and Venom. Really cool piece. I like how the teeth and the tongue are on the different parts of the body. I mean, it's just basically like the symbiote wrapping around her. I can only hope moving forward that this is the start of them making other characters that are been coming out in the Venomverse series comics. You know, you've got Hulk. I think they did a Wolverine. Don't hold me to it. I'm not 100% sure, but I know they've done other characters in the Venom suits, and I think that's really cool. Those could be really cool pops to make. Maybe a few glow-in-the-dark ones. You know, who knows? So now we've got all this talk about the Emerald City Comic-Con that's going to be coming up in Seattle. We've got some of the released photos that came out. We can see here that we have Army Man from Toy Story. Really loved Toy Story growing up. Loved all three movies. Both of my sons love those movies. Pixar has always, you know, this has been one of my favorite Pixar movies for quite some time. Always liked the Army Men in that movie, trying to get information for Buzz and Woody. So it's kind of cool to see that they're going this route and coming out with something like this. Next, we've got Padme Amidala from, this would be from the Clone Wars. Another Star Wars one. I actually just got out of collecting the Star Wars pops. There's so many of them. It's so hard to keep up with. I do like the holographic ones, so I am probably going to try to continue on collecting those. But as far as the other ones, you know. But I do like this one a lot. It's definitely from one of my favorite scenes in the Clone Wars when they're at the end and they're all in that big pit and they're all fighting and all the Jedi come out and help. So, you know, it's cool looking pop, but, you know, I think I'm going to go ahead and pass on that one. And next, we've got Yondu from the Guardians of the Galaxy 2. I'm Mary Poppins, y'all. He's looking like him, like he's floating down. He's got the wand in his hair. He's got the mohawk. I would love to have seen this possibly be a glow-in-the-dark to where the eyes glow in the dark, the mohawk glows in the dark, maybe even the wand with the, you know, the flame or whatever comes out of the wand, you know, kind of cool. Really digging it. Again, he's Mary Poppins, y'all. So we'll go ahead and move on. And it looks like we're going to have another Scott Pilgrim 2-pack where we've got Gideon Graves and Ramona Flowers. Scott Pilgrim was a pretty cool movie. I like the whole, you know, video game aspect to it. You know, him fighting the ex-boyfriends to get her, you know, to get her affection. I think they could have came up with maybe a better 2-pack, but I know Gideon Graves doesn't have his own, so I'm assuming that's why they're bundling him in a 2-pack. So now we're going to go ahead and move on to this week in Disney Park exclusives. Disney Park exclusives. So we've got a gold Simba. I don't even know what to make out of this. I mean, I came across the issue with the gold collector, when that came out. I don't know how I really feel about these gold ones. I think they could have done something a little bit cooler than just, repurposing a common and then just dunking it in gold. And I'm assuming the same thing can be said for this with Pocahontas. Again, I don't even really know what to say about this. I like when Disney puts out their exclusives, but I'm not really waiting in line, again, to get them. I waited in line for almost 2.5 hours one time to get Figment, and I almost didn't get him. So yeah, and I wish they would just come out with some better exclusives. More characters that are only really exclusive to the parks. And to me, that would be a park exclusive. That's why they've done Indiana Jones, which I have, which is a really cool piece. So again, sticking to that theme. Again, I kind of like the gold ones. But it just, to me, it's a cop out. You're just dunking it and repurposing it. But for everybody else, I'm sure they like these. They're gonna run out and get them. I'm sure they'll be collectible unless they put them on their website, and then everybody that waited in line to get them at the park is gonna be screwed yet again. So now we've actually come to where we've had a GameStop exclusive surface this week. And this GameStop exclusive is the Gamerverse Spider-Man. Really cool Spider-Man. I like the white. I like the fact that it looks like he's got the web shooters outside the glove and not built into the glove. I believe this is going to be a take from the upcoming PS4 game that's coming out this year. I always liked how they use the swinging into action pose, and it gives you a stand so you could display. So it's definitely a really cool piece. I'm actually looking forward to this one. I'm sure I'll probably be at GameStop soon to go ahead and put my $5 down to pre-order this one so I get it. And again, not only am I excited about the game, because if anybody's seen the game looks really cool, the graphics on it. I hope the story's just as good, but I definitely do like this pop. It's kind of hard to tell, but it doesn't look, it might be another bobblehead. I wish Marvel would get away from the bobbleheads and just kind of give those a break. I'm kind of digging the DC ones because the DC ones aren't bobbleheads, but but then again, it's to each his own and what everybody likes. And that's going to bring an end to our news segment for this week. All right, everybody, and that ends our news segment for this week. We're going to go ahead and go now into my news segment where we talk about my pickups for the week. So let's go ahead and get in it. So right now, we've got let me go over here to my pile of goodies. We've got a Deathstroke Unmasked, which is kind of cool. Definitely like the Deathstroke character. Big fan. I guess he's going to be coming out now in the next Justice League movie. For anybody that's seen that, they know at the end credits that Lex Luthor was talking to Deathstroke. Again, another good character. One of Batman's greatest enemies to fight. Deadly assassin. Really like this piece. And we're going to go ahead and move on to the Joker 2-pack. let me tell you, I gotta be the freaking luckiest guy in the world to have gotten this. Anybody that's in pop groups on Facebook knows that they have raffles, or otherwise known as waffles, where you can go ahead and put down a couple of bucks and then try to win it as a raffle. So I actually won this on a $10 buy-in. This piece is actually valued at $180. So again, one of my best wins to date so far. I can't believe I got this. Super excited to have it in my collection. They both glow in the dark. Definitely from the Dark Knight movie, again, which is one of my favorite Batman movies. A really cool piece. Super excited to get this one in the collection. So let's go ahead and move on to the next one that I got. Again, another waffle win, where it is the Target exclusive Masters of the Universe Faker. Again, I won this one. I think it was on a $20 buy-in. I won this one. Really cool piece. This is supposed to be a Target exclusive. I believe people in Target or people going to Target to try to track this down are having a hard time. It hasn't really been showing up at a lot of the stores. Not so much down here in Florida where I'm at, more in the northern areas and more on the West Coast they've shown up. So hopefully maybe it works its way down here, you know, eventually so other people can get this. But I'm glad I got this. This is one that I need to complete the Masters of the Universe collection that's currently out right now. We'll go ahead and go on to, which was one of the Funko Shop exclusives, which was the 8-bit Freddy Funko. Again, going back to what I was stating earlier in the slides, I just love how they repurpose the Freddy mascot. They're always coming up with new ways. They just started coming out with the 8-bit line, so what better way to solidify the 8-bit line by adding their own mascot to the 8-bit line. Again, it's a really cool pop. I really like it. I got to get a pop stack for it to put them in there because, you know, I pop stack everything just because things need to be protected, you know, investments need to be protected, you know, however you look at it. I'm a collector, so this needs to be protected. And then today, I picked two pops up. I've got another Freddy Funko that is a superhero and glows in the dark, and you can see from the sticker, it's a limited edition. They only made 5,000 of these things. Again, repurposing Freddy Funko, different means, different ways. Again, super cool piece. Definitely love the fact that it glows in the dark. He's got the cape on. He's got the big Funko logo across the chest. Again, really cool piece. Enjoying my Freddy collection that I'm currently building right now. And again, keeping in the scheme of things, again, we've got another Freddy Funko. This is a robotic Freddy Funko that they've only made 2,000 of. So again, another really cool piece. I can't keep going back to how they keep repurposing the Freddy Funko character. It's a really cool piece. I like the colors on it. It's like gold and copper and bronze, and he's got his eyes red. You know, he's got the crown. Again, everything's really cool. Really enjoying these pieces. I'm going to keep trying to get as much Freddys as I can. Again, I'm just going to keep piling them up. I'd like to thank my buddy Todd at T's Games down in Davie. If you live in South Florida, please go to the area and check out his store. It's loaded with tons of commons, and sometimes he's got really good rare ones, like those two Freddys that I picked up from him today. Thanks, Todd. You are the man. I also want to give a shout out to my viewer of the week this week, Carter. Thanks for watching, buddy. Keep on liking my videos, and I'll keep putting them out for you guys. So, again, thanks for watching. I really appreciate it. Our show for this week. If you like the show, please click the like button. If you're new, please subscribe. You can always follow What's Poppin' at mcecentral.com. You can also check out our other shows like Marvelous Statues and The Collecting News. So until then, that's what's poppin'.